What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with the physique update of John De Rosa, roughly 9 weeks out of this year's Tampa Pro, in a condition that we can all agree that looks extremely impressive for this far out of the show. So this is definitely gonna be an upgrade version of John, as he had to make this difficult decision of skipping this year's Detroit Pro on the basis of the advice of his coach. And I have to say, a lot of people thought that that was a bad call on their part. But I'm sure these guys have a plan of action in their mind. So we will see how it goes for John at Tampa Pro this year. So neither Hunter LeBron nor Andrew Jacked are doing this show, as Andrew Jacked is focused on Texas Pro and Hunter is doing Italy Pro right before the Olympia. So this definitely puts John in a great position to win that show and qualify for this upcoming Mr. Olympia in October. And that too for the very first time since 2019. Yes, it has been more than 4 years since John De Rosa stepped on the biggest bodybuilding stage. So he was at his all-time best at the Arnold Classic Ohio. Specifically, the look that he brought at the Ohio prejudging, that was just nuts. One of his best ever. And even though Akeem Williams was able to come in so much better for the finals, but still that gap between him and John was a bit too much. So John placed 4th at that show overall. And the thing is, no one actually predicted that. So the judges wanted him to put on more size in certain areas after this year's Arnold UK. And that is exactly what he has been doing since then. He has been working extremely hard, so chances are he is going to be bigger and better at Tampa Pro compared to what we saw at his last show. And that might be enough to win Tampa Pro. And if not, these guys already have a backup plan of doing an overseas contest. So as of right now, the only other name that is rumored to be doing Tampa Pro so far, that is Wilkin, who looked pretty damn good in the guest posing a few weeks ago. But as of right now, he hasn't made any official confirmation on when he's going to compete next. So this is gonna be a very interesting matchup, because both these guys have this ability to come in bone shredded, because conditioning has been a strong suit for both these guys. So it has been quite some time since we last saw Wilkin on a bodybuilding stage. That was actually at the end of 2022. And although he wasn't able to beat Barros Tabani in Romania, because he isn't a guy with a big frame, but he was able to beat Andre Presley at the Big Man Weekend. So again, this is gonna be a good matchup, because both these guys does not have a wide frame. So Wilkin looked really great at the Big Man Weekend, which was his first pro win, but unfortunately due to some stomach issues, he wasn't able to make his Olympia debut last year, even though he prepped for that show for an entire year, and he had to drop out just 6 weeks before the show. So if this matchup between John and Brett actually happens at Tampa Pro this year, I think this is gonna be an exciting one, with John being the veteran and Wilkin with less experience. So who do you guys have coming out on top? Next up, we have the current look of the German bodybuilding legend, Dennis Wolf, at the age of 45. So the man looks a lot healthier after downsizing, but still following a bodybuilder's lifestyle. It is crazy to look back at the physique of Dennis Wolf in his prime, and it is more unreal to think that this guy never won an Olympia. And the reason was the dominance of the one of the greatest of all time, Phil Heath. And this just goes to show us how dominant a prime Phil Heath and also Kai Green was, because these two guys were placing 1st and 2nd at that time when Dennis Wolf was peaking. So Dennis had a great structure. He was taller than average, and maybe he could have won the Olympia if it wasn't for his unplanned retirement. So 2015 was the year when we saw Dennis Wolf at his all-time best for the last time. And later that year, he got really injured, and he actually did try to come back. I'm sure we all remember his comeback at the Arnold Classic 2018 stage. But that was only a shot of his former self. So it is really great to see him all happy and living his life to the fullest. Because that career-ending injury, that put him in kind of a dark place. And he was actually really depressed for almost 2 years, because bodybuilding was all Dennis Wolf had. So he will easily go down as one of the greatest open bodybuilders from Germany, as none of the other greats from that region, guys like Marcus Rule, Gunther Schulkamp, Dennis James, all these guys never won an Arnold Classic, and they never placed as high as top 3 at the Olympia level. So Muhammad Fadha just posted a new physique update with the hashtag a few weeks out, which means he is doing one of these upcoming shows. So I really hope that he does multiple shows this year, something that he hasn't done since he turned pro. And I have to say that is a picture perfect front double biceps shot. So he isn't gonna be outmuscled by majority of the guys out there, but he's gonna have better aesthetics, he's gonna have a better flow, he's gonna have a great V-taper than most of these guys. And it is just a matter of time. Fadha is gonna shock a lot of people, just like Martin Fitzwater did this year, especially at the Near Pro just a couple of weeks ago. So is there a possibility of Fadha doing Spain or Italy in like roughly 3 to 4 weeks time? Well, he certainly can. Judging by the condition that he is in right now, he can definitely get ready. So Fadha started this prep quite some time ago, And even at the starting point of his prep, he was looking extremely lean. And we have to keep in mind, this guy turned pro back in 2019. So he has had a solid 4 to 5 years of training under his belt after turning pro. So I am sure he isn't afraid of jumping into any lineup now. And I am sure all of you guys know by now that he has been working with Stephane, who is also known as boss of Outlaw. And we have seen that Stephane has been peaking his athletes to absolute perfection for these last few months. Interestingly, Nathan Tiesha, William Bonac, and Muhammad Foda might compete against each other, judging by their timelines. And all of these guys are being coached by same guy. So how impressed are you guys with this recent a few days out update of Muhammad Foda? And the important question is, can he qualify for this upcoming Mr. Olympia? Do let me know what you guys think. Next up, we have a physique update of Roman Fritz. And he is one of those few pros out there who, if I'm not mistaken, coaches himself and actually does a great job of doing it. He has always been in a top-notch conditioning every time he steps on stage. So this guy did 10 shows last year, and he was peeled in each and every single one of those. So he recently did a guest posing appearance, looking extremely impressive. So is Roman looking to compete anytime soon? I have to say, most probably not, because he himself knows he needs more mass in his upper half. He needs a bigger, wider, and a better back to match up to his front. And overall, he needs to match his upper half to his lower half, because his quads have always been really overpowering. And that is why I believe Roman isn't rushing back to the stage until he is absolutely confident that he has made some good improvements, that he has made some solid progress. So another thing that is going to be different for Roman this year is that he isn't looking to compete in 10 different shows. Yes, for those of you guys who do not know, he did a total of 10 shows last year. Plus, qualifying for this year's Mr. Olympia, that is going to be a lot harder this year, simply because of the depth of the competition and the number of guys who have yet to compete and yet to qualify for this upcoming Mr. Olympia. That list is huge. So strictly speaking, from the bodybuilding peak perspective, can we compare him to the likes of Dexter Jackson? And not talking about the physique, just the ability of Roman Fritz to come in shredded every single time. That is absolutely insane. And that is the ability that the great Dexter Jackson also had. So ending this video with classic physique and the update of Stephane, which was posted by his coach Patrick Tour. So this is the first time both these guys are working together. Now there has been a lot of chatter about Stephane that he should switch to the men's open bodybuilding. And I have to say rightfully so. And he also posted an off-season physique update of him with this caption. And that is kinda cryptic. But as of right now, he is doing classic physique. And looking at his recent update, I have to say the waist is looking really small. The chest is striated all over, really thick round shoulders. And even though he is looking really peeled front to back, but I have to say, how much more can he downsize? Looking at these recent updates, now it seems like that he is losing a lot of muscle. But then again, these guys might have a better plan. Because Patrick is known for bringing his athletes absolutely bone-shredded and the best conditioning of their life. We have seen him doing extremely well with a guy like Michael the Bull. So hopefully he can pick him right and bring him in all round and bubbly, because that is what makes him unique. So what do you guys think? Should Stephane switch to the men's open bodybuilding and use all this time to grow into that class instead of wasting his time in classic physique? Do let me know what you guys think. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.